Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Annie and today I'm going to be making a super fine concentrated vegetable powder which you can then make instant soups, you can add to stews. It's a good way of getting vegetables into children or people that don't like vegetables. You can sort of just put a spoonful in. You'll see what I started with was so much, it goes down to such a small amount, you literally can hide it in anything. So if you were making breads and things like that, you could add a teaspoon of this in, and you'd add lots of fibre, vitamins, minerals, all that sort of thing. So this vegetables, as you'll see from the video, is not good vegetables. It was a horrible day yesterday, so I thought it was a good time to sort through my freezer. And I had a lot of stuff that was in the bottom of the freezer that had a lot of ice on it. The green beans, for example, were a bit stringy when I put them in, and I've never got round to using them because I couldn't bear to chuck them away, but I also couldn't think what I could use them for. Having this grinder is just a total game changer. So I hope you find it helpful and informative and enjoy the video. So we have a real mixture of vegetables here. We've got onions, some runner beans, wild leek, some courgettes, some parsnips. Got some fresh stuff as well that needs using up, so some little potatoes, onions, some turnip, a couple of peppers. Down here, bubbling away is the chicken stock from the bones. So all I'm going to do, I've got some swede, which is a couple of years old, which I want to use up, and some celery, which that's also a couple of years old. So just literally going to put it all in the pan. Would have been better, I suppose, if I'd have got it out yesterday, but I didn't know I was going to be doing it today. But the weather's so awful, I wanted something to do, so cleaning out the freezer was a good one. Just put the lid on and let that cook down while I get all this washed and chopped up. Oh, this is supposed to be mini peppers that I've grown, but they look like chilies. No, we're all right, no peppers. Just going to add everything in. afraid I didn't cook first. I just chopped it and dehydrated it. I did pre-portion it when I did it last year or the year before, can't remember now. But I actually didn't like the texture. It took too long to rehydrate it. So I just used to add it into soups and stews when I was making them. So I just want to get that used up. Got some garlic here. I'm going to rough chop it. I'm not going to worry about this, taking the skins off because it's going to be, everything's going to be powdered at the end. I'm just going to have a little clean up and I'll get back to you when it all starts to cook down. I've got quite a lot of water, obviously, because they were frozen. I've got quite a lot of water in here. So I'm just going to tip off most of that before it all starts cooking down. If you were using up all fresh vegetables, it's possible that you might need to add liquid to it. But as I'm mainly using up stuff from the freezer, there's a lot of water in mine. I've got the lid off of it so that it's quite a concentrated flavour. Still got a few bits of frozen stuff in here, but it is getting there, and then it will start to cook down. The chicken stock, the water was right above the bones. That's ready, so I'm just going to strain it off and let it cool, and then I'm going to pick through and get all the meat off the bones. Once this is all fully dehydrated, the chicken and the vegetables and everything are made into a powder, it'll be shelf stable for at least a year if you're stored correctly in a cool, dark place. I am leaving the lid off so that the liquid evaporates. It will make the drying process a lot quicker. So I'm going to add in our chicken and stock. 3 chicken stock cubes. A good amount of pepper. This is an 1/8 of a cup of herbs, but you can add whatever you want into it. Put in, take out, whatever you want to use up. Good amount of salt. I will stir that every so often and make sure it has got moisture in the bottom. You can always put a lid on if the moisture's getting low, and then it will steam the vegetables. But at the moment, I'm still got quite a bit of liquid in the bottom that I want to reduce down because it's got all the vitamins and minerals and flavourings in it, so I don't want to be tipping that away now. So I'll get back to you in a bit. I think it's all pretty much cooked, so I'm just going to turn it off, and I'm going to use a stick blender to get it down as far as I can and then see if it needs any more cooking. If you don't have this, you could just mash it down or just dehydrate it as it is, or let it cool and put in a normal blender. Just going to have a little taste. Make sure we've got enough salt and stuff in here. I'm going to put a little bit more salt in and some more pepper. It is quite grainy because of the green beans, the runner beans at the moment, a bit stringy. But obviously when we make it to a powder, that will all go away. So that's something to bear in mind if you don't have a fine grinder like I do. So I've got it all mixed up and cooked down. I'm going to dehydrate it and then grind it down again, but it looks a little bit wishy-washy. So I've got some dried carrot tops from when I did my carrots, and I've got some dried celery leaves as well. So I'm just going to add a little bit of both. It's just lifted the colour a little bit. I thought I had the camera rolling, sorry, but literally all I've done is I put some greaseproof paper on because I think it's a bit easier to handle later on as it dries. I've got it on 4 trays. I'm going to put it in the oven. As it dries, I will be moving it around so it dries evenly. So my mix has been in the oven for about an hour and a half. Because we've got the chicken in here, it needs to be at least sort of 65 degrees as it's dehydrating. I'm going to combine the 4 trays onto the 2 larger trays as I need to turn the oven up as I want to start doing my roast dinner. I've turned the oven up to 180 degrees, so I need to keep an eye on this closely. I've got my roast potatoes in, and I'm going to put my apple charlotte in as well. So I've decided that that's as far as I want to go with the oven. So I'm going to put it onto the dehydrator trays now. It's been dehydrating for about 8 hours. It's cooled down. I'm going to see if I can grind it into a powder. I may need to put it back in just to finish it off. This is our veg mix after it's come out of the dehydrator. There are still some chunky bits that are not 100% dry, but I am managing to get it down to a powder. The stuff that I'm sieving through goes back into the grinder and goes through again. And then I will be putting it back in the dehydrator for another hour, hour and a half, just to finish drying it before I can put it into storage. Because I've got quite a bit of powder here, I've decided just to do it in the oven rather than the dehydrator. That was all I was left with. I couldn't get that little bit ground down, but out of all those 4 trays, This is our powder. It'll probably, I've set the oven for 75 degrees and I shall give it an hour, I would say. But I will definitely check it after and move it around after half an hour. So I'm just going to add some oxygen absorbers and some moisture absorbers, just in case. And I've got 3 because only little sachets. So that's what it all went down to. Quite amazing, really. We're right on lunchtime, so I'm going to do a very quick lunch rather than just a soup. So I have boiled some water in here. There's enough for 2 of us. This is 1/8 of a cup of the powder. Pop that back in the oven because it's not quite finished drying. Just going to taste it, see what it tastes like before I do anything else. I think it just needs a bit longer just to hydrate the powder. It tastes like a very mild vegetable soup at this point. I'm going to add a bit of salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic. Right, so that's the basis of our stock all doing. So I'm just going to add half a stock cube. I've got a chicken stock cube here. I'm going to add a little bit of milk powder. And then we've got some little tiny pastas we can put in. They don't need any cooking. We've got these dried rice noodles. You'd be able to put those straight in and they would rehydrate in there. Again, no cooking required. I'm going to put in these ready noodles. And I bought these off of Amazon when they had their Prime Week or whatever there was. They turned out to be £1.09 each. So I got a load of tins of chicken breasts and turkey breasts. I could only order 10 of each. That was a maximum it allowed me to order. I obviously can my own meat as well. but I just thought that having this is ideal too if I wanted to make up some emergency ration packs. Obviously the tins are better than the glass. Yes, I know it'd be easier if I got that right off, but I couldn't get it off, so. I think the other thing I will go and get is a little tiny tin of sweet corn. Just give that a quick taste. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. If you wanted to put it back on the stove to heat it up a bit more, you could, but you don't need to. Bon appetit. So that's the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful and informative. And I've been absolutely thrilled to be able to use up the vegetables that I thought I could not really use in the freezer unless I sort of stewed it to death. But even then, the green beans, I would have been struggling because of the stringiness. But doing it the way we've done it, making the powder, you can use it in so many dishes in so many ways. And like I say, this didn't really require any cooking, but it does give you lots of alternatives. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it the old thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Till next time, bye.